And it's official. As of yesterday, guys, Astralis now joins a short list but a growing list of esports organizations now taking drastic pay cuts to help give job security to some of their esports organization employees. Now, I say this small list. We've talked about actually Reciprocity. They're taking huge setbacks because they lost out huge on financial investment due to the stock market crash. We also have Flamengo also lowering salaries for players out there to help give job security to some of their staff. Now, Astralis, though, the biggest name on this list, which should strike worry, but also a very cool story out there, as now a large portion of their staff, management, administration, and players are taking pay cuts up to 30% to help give job security to more employees as a part of the group itself. Now, also, though, I must touch on the other side of this, being a bit curious, because if we actually read the exact wording, it makes you think who exactly is taking pay cuts and who possibly is not. As their statement does say, in the context of global COVID-19 challenge, management, administration, and most players in Astralis Group have entered into a voluntary agreement on a pay cut of up to 30%, a key focus on most players. So we take from this assumption out there that a large portion of their staff is taking pay cuts, wage cuts, salary cuts, and then most players. I know it's a great announcement. It shows great loyalty of their staff as well, to instead of being, of course, being laid off entirely, they are taking these pay cuts in the first place. But then to say that most players have also agreed voluntarily, it makes you instantly beg the question of all of their players and only 3 rosters, right? One of them being Origin for League of Legends LEC, one of them being their FIFA team, and then the most primary one being their CSGO roster. It makes you all the more curious, as during these hard times where they are doing this, of course, to have job security for the entire organization, the entire group, which individual players out there said, no, I don't want to give up my money to help someone else keep their job. I'm not trying to knock on those players, but it's a very, very weird statement, and I'm surprised they didn't just say all the players, because it must be someone notable if they're going to say in their announcement that most players did it and not everybody. Who didn't do it? Also, during the same time, the Danish government is stepping in. So for all of you guys who are curious, during this 3-month time for any laid off employees, I believe the government's actually stepping in to pay a portion of those salaries. The company paying 25%, the government paying 75%, up to $3,300. I don't know if these stipulations actually go towards Astralis Group, though, because the Danish government only steps in if a company is actually laying off more than 30% of their employees or 50 or more people. That might not apply at all to Astralis Group. It does show great loyalty, though. If any of your staff are actually willing to take less money and stick it out, it seems like a pretty cool thing to actually have that kind of loyalty bred inside your organization. But with it, though, comes the overall and overarching question: if most of your players agreed to pay cuts, what players did not is still going to be lingering on my mind. We're going to see more organizations probably doing things along these same lines, and it's very curious because of all the organizations to announce so far, Astralis is by far and away a top-tier organization and brand based off many eyes out there. Then we have Reciprocity. The only reason they actually had huge layoffs is because of the stock market crash and the timing of all of this. And then Flamengo have also announced apparently some lowering of salaries for a few players out there who are paid very well in the League of Legends and other scenes as well. When it comes time to comparing those two organizations to Astralis, there is a sheer disparity in notoriety of these. So yes, it seems very cool as an announcement to have that kind of loyalty and staff members are willing to actually take these pay cuts. It also should be a bit concerning, though, because many of your other top tier esports organizations, you could run through a list of 24 list of organizations who have not laid off anyone yet. It makes you curious as to why Astralis has to do this, and other esports organizations, they seem to be sitting kind of pretty right now during these hard times and paying everyone what they are due and their full salaries. Until next time, I hope you guys all enjoy. I'll be breaking down esports and gaming news here every single day, every chance I can get. Until then, take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys back here sometime soon.